At ISM, I'm teaching International Human Resource Management, and you might ask, well, why would you want to teach International Human Resource Management? But if you actually think of a business, you can think of a business in terms of being like a table. And the table is only functional if all four legs are working evenly. And the four legs that I think of are the finances. You've got to get the finances right. Then there's how the operations, how it's structured and operated. Then you have to think about the product and the market. But also, another really critically important thing are the people in the organisation. And human resource management really focuses on this human capital, the people in the organisation. And so I don't say that human resource management is the most important thing, but it's one of four important things for a business to be really successful. And if you look at some of the really big organisations nowadays, like Google or IBM, or what they talk about is not just their product, but that they have very committed and motivated people. And what we talk about in the classroom is, well, how do you get people to be committed and motivated? I've been in academia for probably 14 years. The work that I do in Ballarat is mainly at teaching master's students. We have programs in China, in Hong Kong, and I teach regularly in China and Hong Kong into those programs. And my background, my academic background, is I'm an organisational psychologist. So prior to going into academia, I worked in industry, and probably the most exciting and interesting job was I was a manager of a company. And it was in a very dynamic environment, and it was in a growth environment with a lot of pressure and stress. And so I understand some of the problems faced by businesses today in terms of meeting the demands of the customers, but also making sure that your staff are happy. Once I resigned from that organisation, I then went in and started to do some consulting. And probably some of the most interesting consulting I've done has been in the United States of America, where I looked at high-performing self-managed work teams at Boeing. I've also done some consulting in China, and my very first consulting job in China was I went up to Hangzhou and I did some work for Amtel Coca-Cola.